in his own way, Knecht is a very good fit for the game now. He is athletic. He shoots it very well. He seems to have a nice skill set that can, operate in different areas of the floor. And I think he just fits the modern game really nicely. And I think he's a very good piece for them. And something, that they absolutely need.
Yeah.
They need, you have two, older ADs getting up there a little bit, stars in this team, and you need young blood that can really do some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And he appears to be a candidate to do that.
I enjoy watching him play. He's what I thought D'Angelo Russell would be for that team. Why he's still there, I'm sure it has something to do with the contract. I'm not sure, but they just can't get rid of him soon enough. He's just so inconsistent. And there's the other guy that they got from Miami Heat, Gabe Vincent.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent, he's been god-awful.
Who has left Heat culture and played well?
I know. They're sort of becoming like the coaches who leave New England. LeBron James on Knecht, he can't see enough. He needs more.
Is it pronounced Knecht?
That's how I've been saying it.
Oh, that's not a good source.
Knecht 4. What is his number? I kind of cut it off in the picture.
I forget.
They should give him 4 for Knecht 4.
He should be.
LeBron called
like
me,
that,
man. I
yeah.
have ideas. All right.
Just run that by Byron Scott.
Yeah, I know, right? So he's been balling out. Last game was a breakout game. I think it was 37 or something like that. He hit 9 threes. Against a god-awful team, but the same team. Wemby had a huge game against the Jazz too. Jazz are just a walking doormat.
It was a relatively competitive game too, though.
Yeah, they only won by like 6 or something.
Yeah,
so.
It wasn't like a game where they're up 30.
No, it was needed. It was needed.
Yeah,
and so. Now, you've been consistent over the past with the Lakers with these random white guys who you said are a flash in the pan.
Right.
Is this the newest flash in the pan, or are you buying that Knecht is a real player?
I'm buying that he's a real player.
Okay.
I'm not buying that he's an all-star caliber guy.
I'm
not saying
in his
right
career?
now.
Oh.
I don't think he's going to be a perennial all-star.
Okay.
Now, the one caveat I'm going to give myself is like, when I say that, I'm not saying that there's no possible way that you make like a single isolated all-star appearance. But I'm saying you're not a guy that becomes a fixture at the all-star game. That year in and year out, you're there.
Yeah.
That's what I think on the guy. Could be wrong, but I'll take the risk. No, he is a good player. Like he seems to, he fits well into the modern game, and I don't want to put the whammy on him, but like I remember watching young Chandler Parsons, and watching him play, and it was just like he had a really nice balance of length, athleticism, shooting ability, and he just fit into the NBA game at that time.
Chandler came right in on time with the small bar, the stretch 4 position. I mean, he's like grandfather then. He's like one of the original OGs.
And I feel that in his own way, Knecht is a very good fit for the game now. He is athletic. He shoots it very well. He seems to have a nice skill set that can, operate in different areas of the floor. And I think he just fits the modern game really nicely. And I think he's a very good piece for them. And something, that they absolutely need.
Yeah.
They need, you have two, older ADs getting up there a little bit, stars in this team, and you need young blood that can really do some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And he appears to be a candidate to do that.
I enjoy watching him play. He's what I thought D'Angelo Russell would be for that team. Why he's still there, I'm sure it has something to do with the contract. I'm not sure, but they just can't get rid of him soon enough. He's just so inconsistent. And there's the other guy that they got from Miami Heat, Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent, yeah.
Gabe Vincent, he's been god-awful.
Who has left Heat culture and played well?
I know. They're sort of becoming like the coaches who leave New England. But honestly, man, that's been the case.
I do think there's something to that. I think that they get a lot of mileage out of what I regard as like limited function players.
Yeah.
Guys that can do, maybe two things really well at an NBA level. They have a way of playing that allows those guys to really focus on doing those things at a high level and do it. And they also, again, practice and go very hard, which probably shortens your career to a degree. And you get out of that tight environment where you have a very defined role on a kind of a winning structured team. And then you go back into the wild, and it's hard to figure it out.
It is. And you know what? And they let those guys go. Like because what happens is they get to the end of their contract and they've been productive with Miami. And then Miami says, well, we don't – I know, your numbers say you're worth this, but you're really not. But if you go ahead and go out there and get it.
They know. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you coach a team, like, whatever is said on the outside, like media-wise or whatever about – what your players are or what your team is. If you're like coach, you know what your team is. You know what your guys do and don't do. And I think the Heat do a really good job of staying insular. Like they know what Gabe Vincent is. And when it comes time to pay, they know not to pay Gabe Vincent. Yeah. And they're not going to listen to the media outside. Oh, man, he was a vital piece or whatever. It's like, no.
We have this number in mind.
He's a limited guy that did a few nice things for us, and we wish him the best of luck.
That's literally how it goes.
Yeah.
I thought the 76ers duped Miami by getting Caleb on that deal. and what do I know? Caleb is performing under the deal I thought we duped Miami on. So that's that. You're right on that, and Gabe is the same way.
Yeah.
But the Lakers, they're right now they're balling. They've been playing some bad teams, and they've been racking up the W's. It's so early in the season, but they've definitely been performing as far as beating those bad teams. Now,
I think 10-4 is what they are now.
Yeah.
And again, it is beat the people you need to beat.
Yeah.
Split the games against the tough ones, and you'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can keep the health up with LeBron and Anthony.
Yeah.
But
that's what it is for every team.
Yeah.
Like the way NBA teams, this is another, I was going to say this during the Philly segment, but like, teams are structured with, one guy, a second guy, maybe a third guy. And that's how they're built. And if you don't have the main guy going, you're not close to what the level is. You don't have another dude to replace that. Maybe when you're back in a college setting and you've got, recruits on recruits and you've, just roll out another 5-star guy. That's not how the NBA works. That's not the economics of the league. You can afford to pay certain people and you have to fill out the roster with other types of people. And those other types of people can't function like your top guys. So if your top guys are either injured and not playing or they're playing well below the level that they're paid, your season is not going to be a successful one.
No. You're going to be screwed like Philly. All right.
HBD all day.
HBD. Once again, you guys are on the bench podcast of Bubba and Pink on my sports, music, and mayhem.